Beyond the Gates, spoilers for Thursday, the 5th of March 2026, teases that Eva stands in front of Leslie and does not soften her voice even a little. She says, "Stop stepping into my life. Stop touching the parts that do not belong to you. Especially Isaiah. Especially the way you keep circling around him like he is some card you can play whenever you need protection." Leslie does not even deny it. She smiles the kind of smile that pretends to care. She tells Eva that she supports this relationship only because Isaiah is the son of Officer Elon. She says it casually, like it is a harmless detail. But Eva hears exactly what it means. Leslie wants a shield, a safety net, a quiet agreement with power so that the things Leslie has done, the things that still follow her in silence, can be ignored, can be forgiven, can be buried. Not for 1 second does Leslie ask herself how Eva feels about being used this way, how it feels to realize your own love life is being pushed around like furniture in someone else's house. Eva hears the truth in Leslie's voice, even when the words are gentle. You are convenient. Your relationship is convenient. Your heart is not part of the calculation. Eva's already shaking before she leaves, not crying, just restless, tight, like something bad is waiting for her around every corner. When she finds Tomas, she does not waste time pretending everything is fine. She tells him straight. Ted has set up a meeting with Isaiah. The way she says Ted's name is low, careful, like the name itself carries weight. Tomas does not laugh it off. He does not say you are overthinking. He nods slowly and says it is pressure, real pressure, because Ted did the same thing to him before. That quiet invitation, that polite smile, the kind that pretends to be about guidance but is really about control, about making sure you remember who decides whether you stay clean in someone's eyes and who gets erased the moment you disappoint. Then there's the part they both avoid for a second, the part that sits between them in the air, heavy and uncomfortable. Tomas has slept with Eva. Saying it out loud inside his own head already feels like self-sabotage, like reopening a wound that never closed properly. For Tomas, it is not just awkward, it is ugly. It is shame stacked on top of shame because he has slept with Eva and he has also slept with Kat. No matter how carefully he tries to organize the memories in his mind, they overlap, they blur, they hurt people he never meant to hurt. That is the part that keeps him awake at night, the part where he realizes he is the common mistake in two very different stories. He tells Eva quietly that what he did was wrong. Not dramatic, not emotional, just a flat truth. Then he looks at her and says, Isaiah is not like me, at least not yet. He has not crossed lines like that. Ted may not be as harsh with him as he was with me. Even as Tomas says it, he is not sure he believes it. Because Ted is not gentle when expectations are involved. Expectations follow Isaiah like a shadow. Eva listens, but her fear is not about Tomas, not about guilt or old secrets. It is about the machinery behind the people, about how Leslie moves pieces without ever touching the board in front of you. The worst part is knowing that Leslie is doing exactly what she wants, always. Eva's emotions are irrelevant to the plan, invisible to the outcome. Eva finally says what she has been holding back for weeks. The meeting between Ted and Isaiah was Leslie. She arranged it. She put it in motion. Tomas closes his eyes for a second. Of course she did. Eva's voice tightens when she repeats the sentence she already threw at Leslie earlier. You do not get to interfere with my relationship with Isaiah in any way. You do not get to push, to steer, to accelerate something just because it suits you. But Leslie is not slowing down. Leslie is speeding everything up. She is doing it openly now. She talks about marriage like it is the obvious next step, like it is a natural progression instead of a forced shortcut. She frames it as stability, as safety, as love growing into something serious. Eva hears manipulation dressed as concern, hears strategy pretending to be family advice. Eva looks Leslie in the eye and tells her she will not let her use Isaiah. She will not let him become a tool for someone else's protection, no matter how powerful the person asking is, no matter how politely the pressure is delivered. At the same time, Isaiah is struggling with something that feels simpler but is not lighter. The basketball game. The match everyone keeps calling the men of Nicole. The words sound strange every time he hears them. Like the game belongs to someone else, like the players are symbols instead of bodies. Ted wants results, not effort, not learning, not excuses, results. The pressure sits in Isaiah's chest heavier than anything Eva has said to him. This is the kind of expectation he understands, the kind that can be measured, counted, judged in public. The fear of failing on the court is loud, sharp, physical, even louder than the quiet fear of disappointing Eva. Back in the hallway, where Eva and Tomas are standing too close without meaning to. Too close because comfort sometimes looks exactly like danger. Leslie interrupts them. Suddenly present, suddenly watching. The moment breaks in a way that feels almost lucky. Tomas leaves quickly, politely, without drawing attention. Eva watches him disappear and realizes how much worse it could have been if they had kept talking, if Kat had walked in. If she had seen the two of them standing there, heads close, voices low, history still alive between them, Kat does not forgive. She collects. She counts. She remembers. In Kat's version of the world, Eva is not a sister, not really. Not emotionally, not in any way that matters. Eva is the person who took things, who arrived and somehow replaced her in spaces she believed were hers by right. Ted is one of those spaces. Even if the story is more complicated than that, even if Kat refuses to hear any version of it that does not place her at the center of the loss. Every time Kat sees Eva, it feels like confirmation of everything she fears about herself. About being invisible, about being second choice, about being erased slowly by someone who never asked permission. If Kat had seen Eva and Tomas together in that moment, it would not have mattered what they were actually saying. It would not have mattered how innocent the conversation was. The image alone would have been enough to explode into something worse, something public, something sharp and humiliating. Eva knows it, feels it in her stomach. The strange thing is that if Isaiah had seen them instead, it would have been different. Uncomfortable maybe, confusing for a second, but not dangerous. Isaiah has no feud with Tomas, no rivalry, no old bitterness, only a quiet, distant friendliness that never grew into anything more. Eva trusts that part of him, even now, even under pressure. Kat is not built that way. Kat is built from comparison and resentment, from a deep, unspoken fear that everything good in her life is temporary. Eva is the proof she keeps pointing to when she wants to justify the anger. The distance, the refusal to accept Eva as family. Leslie knows this too, knows exactly how fragile the emotional balance of this house is, knows how close everyone is to collapsing into open conflict. Still she pushes, still she accelerates. Still, she frames urgency as care and interference as guidance. Eva stands alone after Tomas leaves. For the first time, she feels the full shape of what she is fighting. Not just Leslie's manipulation. Not just Ted's expectations. Not just Kat's hostility. But the way all of them intersect around Isaiah, pulling him in directions he never asked for. She whispers to herself that she will not let him be used. Not by Leslie, not by the shadow of Elon's authority. Not by the convenient silence that power always buys. The promise feels small in her mouth, fragile, almost naive, but it is the only thing she has left to protect what is still hers, somewhere else under bright gym lights. With the echo of sneakers on the court and Ted's eyes tracking every mistake, Isaiah breathes in and out. He tries to remember why he started playing in the first place. Not for approval, not for political shelter, not for family strategy, because movement once felt free, because winning once felt like joy instead of obligation. The distance between those two versions of the game feels larger than the distance between him and Eva right now. That realization scares him more than any opponent ever could.